everyone, and here we are. How exciting is this? And I was, I've been watching my own promotional material for this live masterclass that I am so excited about, and I heard myself say the word excited so many times. I thought, how many times can one person say exciting? Well, that is how excited I am. Now, I am tagging Laura in this. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Gina. I am tagging Laura, our special guest today, waiting for her to join us to fill you in and to bring all this knowledge and wisdom that she has around this phenomenal topic that I don't get tired to talk about. Facebook Live has become the most powerful tool, well, one of the most powerful tools we have to, how beautiful, to reach our audiences, to connect with our audiences. So I can tell you my take on it is Facebook Lives gives us the opportunity to connect, to talk to each other, for me to talk to you, but for you to interact with me in a very personal and intimate way with your device wherever you are. So I'm actually really, really, really happy to be able to bring experts to you and this amazing opportunity to share the knowledge. So while we wait for Laura, if you don't mind me for a second, I'm gonna check on my other screen that I've got happening in here, where see if I can see this. I can see all of you guys joining, and I'm going to see what's going on with, if I can see comments and stuff from the other side. Cool, cool, cool. Yep, I am in the right group. I was just a bit worried that I was in the wrong group, Anyway, is she coming? Drum roll, drum roll. In the meantime, I want to know, while you're here, guys, who here uses Facebook Lives? Do you use Facebook Lives? Laura, there she is. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, hello. So I'm gonna click join, and we'll see what happens. The magic of Facebook Live. This is a
Hello!
And there she is. Hello.
My apologies. Yep,
How
jumped
are
on.
you? Yes,
absolutely
we made
fantastic.
It.
I did. My apologies. Let's get stuck
fine.
into it. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Laura. Well, I want to say welcome and thank you so much, Laura, for doing this with us. What an amazing opportunity, and thank you for saying yes to this crazy idea. And in the middle, let me fill people in on who you are and where you're at the moment before we get into the whole professional side of things. Laura is right now on holidays with her family in Victoria. She's got little children. She's traveling and overseas tomorrow. She's coming back to WA, then going to India. And I'm like, and in the middle of all of this, she goes, yeah, sure, I can do that. So
why not?
That's what it takes. That's what it takes to run a business. And thank you for, in the middle of all this craziness in your life, being available to do this for this amazing bunch of people.
Oh, thank you to the group for turning up. No, really, I can see everyone starting to come in and really, really appreciate it. It's something that I was just talking to my mum about this, what stands you apart as a business owner, that you do these crazy things that are out of the ordinary that you're not normally. So, you've got the people that are happy to do so much, and the ones that take that next level, that's when your business explodes. So this is the same opportunity. If you don't say yes to these opportunities and then work out how you're going to do them, then you won't be gifted these opportunities ever again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm a great believer that if you know what you're creating and what kind of business you are committed to building, the right people are going to show up, and you're going to be very mindful of what you say yes to and no to. So thank you again for saying yes to this. And let's get let's just dig into it. So Laura, I've met Laura recently. We haven't known each other for a long time. I met Laura. She came to one of my events in Maylands. I think it was in November one. They got up or December. And we just got talking, and she was so passionate about Facebook Live. So we had about 20 people in the room, and she kept on giving tips, all these Facebook Live tips. And I really loved her passion for the topic. So what I know about Laura, and what I want you to know about Laura, she's been in business for a while, for a long time now, in the health industry. And when Facebook Live became available as this amazing tool that it is for us that use Facebook, she went, hang on a minute, this is actually really cool. And she has made now a career of it, and she's created a phenomenal product where she supports business owners just like you into how to use Facebook Live effectively and get that fear out of the way. So with such generosity, she has agreed to give us the 3 of the top mistakes people make when they do Facebook Lives. So Laura, tell us a little bit of why Facebook Live? Why? Because people talk about Instagram and they talk about Facebook, and a lot of my clients, they just want to use photographs, which to me is a little bit like hiding behind the, I don't want to be live because what if I make mistakes, and they want to pre-record the videos. And we know that pre-recording videos sometimes allows you to have a better quality video because you're not running the risks of the pixelating thing and the images not being wonderful. So I want you to tell us, why Facebook Live?
Oh, why not? Facebook, you want to be Facebook's like teacher's pet. I talk about it. So what does Facebook? We all play around with the algorithm. Now, you talked about Instagram, you talked about Facebook. What firstly I always say is, where is your target audience? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Now, the same thing's going to apply whether you're going to do a little Instagram video or whether you're going to do a Facebook video. You're still going to need the same techniques. So what happens is, why Facebook Lives? So probably over 2 years ago, I started doing them. Now, you talked about the what I call the normal videos, and I talked about them. And for me, they were something that, yes, you can perfect them and you can get really good quality videos. But Raquel, how many takes did you do before you actually got that video right?
Oh, a million.
And did you perfect and perfect and perfect to the point that you didn't then upload that video?
Yes, sometimes you do it and you go, it's never good enough, is it? And by the end of it, you're exhausted. You struggle into your words. You don't even know what you're saying anymore.
And probably the first take was probably the best take that you actually did. So I got so frustrated with that. I'm not a perfectionist, but what happened when I was trying to do these stage videos, I became one. I'm like, oh, I didn't like how I look. Oh, my face looked wrong, or I said the wrong words, or oops, I made a mistake, or whatever. And it took forever to create that video. And our time is precious and it's money. So I was wasting so much time and I couldn't invest that back into my clients. So they were either A, not getting my video, or B, I was wasting time when I could have been spending with them. So what I then found out is Facebook released, back in August of 2015, they released Facebook Lives. And I went, wow. But then I went, ooh, this is a little bit scary. Like, yay, but ooh, okay, now I'm going to go live. And if anyone watched my very first Facebook Live, it was, you could see up my nose, all right? And I spoke like this. Hi, it's Laura. And I just wanted to tell you about my story. Deadbeat boring. And I didn't get much traction on it, but it was a starting point. Everyone's got to start somewhere, just like what you did in business, you know, and we want to make sure, just like we can see tonight, pretty much we can see most of our face. We're not seeing the whole ceiling like I could in my first video. So I've learned those little tricks, you know, to do that. The other thing with Facebook Lives is Facebook will push that out to the masses, opposed to you uploading just text post, uploading text with a photo, uploading a video. And I can guarantee I've seen this. I've started my new business page. I've only posted videos that I've done as Facebook Lives and have become videos, and it hasn't pushed out as much. But if I do a Facebook Live, I can guarantee you I'll get more interaction on that. So their preference is that you do Facebook Live. So that's why Facebook Lives, they're actually going to get, I think it's about 12 times more engagement from a Facebook Live.
Wow, that's a great tip. That's a great tip. And I love statistics, because we actually have someone watching right now, and I had a conversation with her today. She said, look, I'm going to have a brand new Facebook page, really small reach, and I've never done a Facebook Live before. So the first thing I said was exactly, you just said, just do the live, because if you only have like 50 or less people in your page, you're going to put posts and chances are no one's going to get them. So live is basically just to up that reach and get people to receive the notification that you're live, and for Facebook to make to give it more of a priority. And the other thing that you said is practice. like everything, someone says practice, someone said, practice makes perfect. And I don't know about perfect. I'm
No.
starting to believe that perfect is the enemy of action, because it's never going to be perfect. I would say practice makes habit. You want to become habituated with the fact that you get the phone and you push play and you just say whatever. And, as long as you got an intention and you know who you're talking to, you should be fine. There's nothing
Absolutely.
perfect about what we're doing now. My face is too close to the camera. There's a lot of stuff that's not perfect, but we're doing the best we can, because the intention is to provide you with content of value. And that's what should be your the aim of your lives as well.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. And you touched on a very key point. What stands you apart from somebody is that we're doing a Facebook Live. So the businesses that are not doing a Facebook Live, that's what's going to stand you apart. So even if you're sharing valuable content, but we're looking up your nose, you're still ahead of the game of people that are not doing it. So that perfect, it's not there. Jump on board, get on there, start doing it. And then what we can do is we can tweak those little things to create a better user experience. But you're never going to get perfect. Mine are not even perfect, Mine are the best that I possibly can. And people want real, raw you. They don't want staged. They want the best that you possibly can do, but not staged.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, when Laura talks about people are looking up your nose, if you don't know what she means, some people do the lives and they have the camera right here and they go, "Hi guys, how are you?" And it's like, you can see the nostrils. You go, "I want to see your face." And the other thing is, speaking of, learning from your own mistakes, and this is the only way that you learn, by making those mistakes. Earlier today, if you go back to my page, you will see that I've done about 3 or 4 lives today with the same background, the same clothing, but check this out. I have a window here that gives me a lot of light, and I'm thinking, geez, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun's going down, so it's gonna get darker on this side. So I just went and got a lamp from my son's bedroom, and now we've got a bit more, the lighting is
voila, love it, absolutely love it.
That we can go, well, that's my tip of the day, but I'd love to hear yours. This is why we're here, Laura. Go ahead and tell us. We are
absolutely
dying to know.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna perfect this. This is obviously, anyone can learn from this. This is probably aimed at, I guess, people starting out, but then there's people that are already doing Facebook Lives that can sort of perfect it. So some of, I guess, look, we've called it mistakes, but some of the things that we can learn from is that starting a live, when you start a live, and Raquel, we actually talked about this, when you start a live, don't wait for people to jump on. Don't wait and go, is there anyone on there? Are we on? I think we're on. We don't want to start that. So this is much different to a Zoom or a webinar or anything like that. A Facebook Live is instant. We want to get onto it straight away. That first 10 seconds is absolutely crucial. So you want to start your live with, today we're going to discuss the 3 things that people can improve with their Facebook Lives. And for those that don't know me, I'm Laura Inspire, and go straight into your intro spiel. So basically that first 10 seconds, people know why they're tuning into your live and who you are. Or you can flip it around the other way.
Because I got a question about that. So if you're jumping into a live and you go, okay, live, gone, bang, and you start, "Hi, my name is Raquel," and you can see, because there's a little button there, a little icon that tells you how many people are watching you. If you're talking to no one, then what's the point of saying, "Hey, my name is Raquel," and you get straight into the point knowing that no one's listening and it's a live?
Because you're not doing the live for the live viewers. You're doing the live for the replay viewers. You are never going to find a perfect time for people to jump on. Look, we've got 4 people on now, but I can guarantee by tomorrow evening, you will have X amount of people that have watched it. 4 o'clock Perth time, people could be working. All right.
Yes.
Wrong time. It's now 7 o'clock in Victoria, dinner time. So people may not be watching, but come 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock when they put the kids to bed, perfect time to come back and watch this. So I've always been taught, you do your live with the intention of doing it for your replay viewers. All right. Still be present for the people that have jumped on live and appreciate them like anything, because they're the ones that are going to add those comments. They're going to help you to push it out. but the majority of people are going to watch it back on replay. So hence a lot of my Facebook Lives are 2:30, school pickup time with mums. That's my target audience. Then what happens, they comment, I'll slowly come back and reply. And then at 8 o'clock, I'll do a few more comments and bump it up for the nighttime viewers. So you're delaying, you'll get, and that's a bigger strategy there, but you get more content out of it. Does that answer?
Yeah, and it also means that then if you are actually watching the replay because you couldn't get the live, you don't have 2 or 3 minutes of someone going, well, there's no one here, I'm gonna just sit here and fiddle my thumbs until somebody joins in, because then it makes it boring for me, and then I don't actually watch it.
Yep, I can guarantee if you started this and you jumped on at 5:02 and you waited for me, that 5 minutes of you just kind of rambling or waiting or whatever, if I come back and watch that video, I can guarantee that I actually wouldn't probably watch it all, or I wouldn't even get to the start of it. So you want to make sure that you just jump on straight away and do it. So that's how we want to start with our intro. We want to know exactly what this video is about and who you are, and then go into your content. And we want to kind of keep the content to 3 to 5 minutes. Now, obviously this is a longer, but we've preempted the audience telling you that it's going to be up to half an hour. Plan this time out.
Yes.
So the audience already knows. But if you're doing one on your business page or your personal page, you think about what videos you watch, and it's probably between that 3 to 5 minutes is your max limit, and the content's got to be really good for you to stay on for that time.
Yeah. Great. Fabulous tip. I really, really like it, because I am guilty of doing those things myself, you know, so I'm learning here with everybody else.
Yeah.
So what's your second tip, Laura?
Tip number 2, all right, is that I start looking at myself. Now, if I start looking at myself, did you all of a sudden see my eye contact? I actually don't have eye contact with you anymore. I'm now looking at myself. But if I flick my eyes back to my camera, all right, all of a sudden I've got eye contact with you. The trust factor for me has increased. You actually know I've directed it. I'm now speaking to Raquel, directly at Raquel, and she can know that we've got that eye-to-eye contact. It's such a small thing. Now your eye does, and it's really hard with dual screen, but your eye does want to wander back and you want to check yourself out. You want to know what you're doing. But for people first starting out, it's kind of a good thing, because if you actually can't look at yourself, you're not as self-conscious. So that whole like, oh, am I doing it right? How do I look? All that kind of takes away. Now you can even, if you want to, you're going to put a post-it note over yourself. Obviously you won't see any of the content of the comments and that, but that's another way. You just want to look at the camera lens. And what we've done is we're both on landscape. Landscape is your preferred method, which means your camera lens will be, for me, it's on the left-hand side. Such a small thing, but it raises that trust factor straight up, and you feel like you're having an eye-to-eye contact. And we know if we're in person, and this is what you want to preempt, if you're in person and you're talking to someone, if their eyes were off that way or that way, you know that they don't really want to have a conversation with you. So we want to preempt that if you were standing in front of someone, you would be having eye contact with them. So that's what we're looking for. So that's tip number 2 for you.
Well, that's interesting, because I watch lots of lives, because I tell all my clients to do lives. When they do them, I watch them, and sometimes they're looking sideways. And I'm not saying that sometimes I'm talking and I go, okay, well, let me think about something, and I look up a bit and then I go back to you. But the avoidance of the camera is a really interesting thing that happens a lot. So you were talking about how you were talking into the camera, and how you were looking into the camera and looking into yourself. As you're talking, I am actually looking at my camera, so I'm not looking at you, and I'm dying to see you. So every now and then I go like that, I'm like, well, that's what you actually are. So if I did my live looking at you going, wow, that's so interesting, Laura, I'm actually not looking at people. And so it's a technical thing that you're talking about, that from the end of the person doing the live is a bit annoying, especially with an iPhone like the one I have. You can barely see where the camera is located unless you did it on the other side. And I don't know what the difference is, when you do your lives from the screen side or from the back side, but from the back side, at least you can see where the camera is. So, and these are the little things that Laura was talking about that make a huge difference, because they may not seem like a lot, but they make a huge difference. And it takes a little bit of effort on your side to go, okay, well, I have to stop trying to look at myself, focus to the camera, and you will do it many times wrong. You will continue to move, and then you go, no, until one day, because you've practiced so much, you're gonna become you're gonna have the habit to go straight to the camera again. I love that one. Love that one.
It's so true, because we're a creature of habit. We all do it. We all check ourselves out. I guess the pro of this, the dual screen, Raquel is actually on my left-hand side, so I can still actually see what she's doing. You know, we have that peripheral vision that we can actually see. But as far as what I'm doing, I just have to completely ignore myself and trust that I've set myself up in the position that I am. I don't need to really move, and just keep looking at that lens.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And I already have a question from someone to you that I'm going to leave to the very, very end. So hold your socks. Let's go for tip number 3.
3. All right. So it's the tech side of things. So, you know, like even for instance today, you know, Raquel and I were trying to do the dual screen today. Now, you actually need to be on 2 mobiles. You can't be on a desktop and a mobile to do a dual screen. So we learned something there. The other thing I would highly, highly, highly invest in is a tripod. The reason being, I can use my hands, which is very important in a Facebook Live. But the other thing, is you don't have that whole shaky syndrome going on, which for anyone that's watching a Facebook Live, I can guarantee you it's really, really annoying, especially if people are trying to walk and talk with you. You feel seasick. So you want to make sure that you've got a tripod. Hit me up if you want to know, and I can suggest where it is. Tripods are like $15. They're very, very cheap unless you want to invest in something a bit more, but most of them are around. I've got a really good one for $15. The other thing that you want to, as far as tech side of things, is you want to make sure we were testing out Wi-Fi. So some people don't have Wi-Fi great coverage, and what I've done tonight is I've actually switched off my Wi-Fi here and I'm running on my mobile data. Now, you need to play around with this. I'm with Telstra and that works. If you're with another provider, it may not work. So you want to work out which, do you have stronger Wi-Fi coverage, or do you have better off your mobile data and turn your Wi-Fi off? Now, that's something that you can play around with. I can teach you how to do Facebook Lives, only me. Facebook Lives is something I teach. And inside that, you can just play around with things, or you can set up a private Facebook group and just have, time to play around in there and work out what works for your Facebook Lives. But it all runs off your data and internet, so you want to make sure it's got strong coverage.
Yeah, I had that issue last week because I was doing a transition between whatever we had and broadband and NBN. And I was so excited. I went, oh my God, I'm going to have NBN. It's amazing. And it wasn't that much more amazing than the other one. And so when you say try it and do only me lives or do a private group, I guess what you're saying is watch your own lives. Once you've done that, I've done many times. I've done a live, like I'm talking live in my page out there into the public, and then you watch it back straight away and you go, oh my God, this is so bad. The image is terrible. I want delete. And then at that very moment, I switch off my mobile Wi-Fi thing and I go into the data and I do the whole live again, knowing that some people watched it live or whatever, but it doesn't matter because I know that, like Laura was saying, the replay will be the bigger chunk of people, and I'd rather they get the better quality of the image. And when you were talking also about tripods, when I didn't have a tripod, or I found myself in situations where I didn't have a tripod, especially in my coffee catch-ups, and you go like, I need to do a live or I want to do a live, it doesn't take much to find something that you can actually put your phone on. And like Laura was saying, always at eye level so that you are not recording from too low or too high. But there's always something, a basket, a lamp, a couple of books, or a handbag where you can put the phone against that and just click live and go, so that you can use your hands, so you can go back a bit, so you can have movement and your movement doesn't affect the movement of the phone and therefore the image. And you're always like this, and people get dizzy, like Laura was saying. So no, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, look, I've got anything else on that topic that you want to add on?
No, just lastly, you were talking about lighting. You kind of covered that. Now, as you can see tonight, I am, and sometimes there's never a perfect situation. You can see there's a lot of shadow on me. It's because I have downlights above me. You always want the lighting in front of you. Now, it's out of my control. It's 7 o'clock over here. I don't have any lighting that I can bring in. Yep. And I don't even have a little spotlight like that. So sometimes there's nothing you can do, and you just have to run with it.
And you
like
just do?
Tonight, I've got this in my ears. This is my pet hate, but unfortunately I'm in a big echoey room, and the only way, we've just been having a few tech glitches with dual screen. Obviously Facebook Lives is creating Facebook's creating something in the background, which is giving us more of those glitches. So in order for you to be able to hear me, I have to sacrifice doing this so that you've got the good quality of sound. Now, if it was just you doing your own, you might put in a lapel mic, or this here could be tucked in for the ladies into your top. So it's not inside the visual, all right?
Interesting one.
Yep, absolutely. So literally you would have this and it would be tucked down here. You're still going to get the mic, but unfortunately, because we're doing this, I actually need to hear you. So I have to have it here. But otherwise, if you were doing your own Facebook Live, you could tuck it in there. You're still going to get the mic without having to buy a lapel mic. So there's lots of little things that sometimes.
I'm telling you, that was worth $1 million for me just then. I didn't know I could tuck in my earphones in there.
Yep,
That's
literally.
Awesome.
Yeah, literally just tuck it into your, depending on your top or into your bra or whatever. Make sure it's not rubbing up against, because this is your speaker component. So you want to make sure that, and also the other end is not hitting against anything, because you're going to get some echo in there. So apart from that, they're my 3 top tips for new people, or Raquel, like yourself, but doing lots, has picked up some tricks there that's going to just enhance your Facebook Lives.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, listen, I've got a very special question from a viewer here, and it says, "Hey, Laura, what would your top tip be for someone that stutters with Facebook Lives?" And this is not only just for someone who stutters. I'd like to add for people who have any kind of speech impediment, or that speak another language and are super self-conscious of the impact of what the listener is going to have when you're doing Facebook Live. And this is the main reason why they avoid it like the plague.
Okay, absolutely. I saw that come up and I knew we would come to it. I've been thinking about it. Absolutely, I would embrace it. All right, embrace what you have. Obviously, you're just going to have to slow things down, obviously, and take your time doing your Facebook Live. So that might just drop the stutter. Try and drop those nerves down a little bit, because I'm guessing that would increase it. The other thing, my husband actually, he's Indian, and he was worried about his accent. When he gets excited, the accent, and he speeds up his talk. So slowing it down, the pace. The other cool tip is that you can actually get captions. So you do your talk. If you've got a business page, then you can reload that back in and you can get captions, or you can get someone paid to do those. But if you put the captions up there, even if you have that stutter, you're going to have the words. Now, believe it or not, a large percentage of people are actually watching your lives, watching your content with no sound.
Yeah.
So
I guess part of the problem could be, I'm guessing that if you start is really, really bad, the amount of time that you're going to take to say something, you are going to have, I think it's your own fear that you have to deal with more here than the actual impacting people, because you don't know if what you're saying is of value. People are going to hold on to the edge of their seat for you to say it. But if you're concerned that you're going to take too long to say it, then there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to say it, and then you, like Laura said, put the captions in there, and then people can watch it, in their own time. So with captions, can you do captions normally like you would do with any other video, or is it like a special trick for captions with lives?
So obviously on a live, you won't be able to do it on that particular live while it's rolling. They don't have a caption feature straight away. So obviously you're going to do the Facebook Live, and then from there you would need to come in and load those captions in.
As a separate file.
As a separate. So whether you start off doing videos and adding those captions in and then uploading it, But you know, see how you go. For me, if someone was that had that stutter but jumped on a Facebook Live and was trying to communicate their message, I would be like, hats off, so inspired by you that I would actually stay on to hear what you have to say, because you're far ahead. You know, you're working past what you have to work with, and you're pushing past that. For people that don't have the stutter and are not even doing it, for me, it would be hats off. I would want to find out what, and I would try and keep your, I guess, your message, you know, to, instead of three key points, it might be just one. So, you know, short, get that out, and it might be just one key point. So that would be my tip.
I really, really like that, because that makes it interesting, short, sharp, done, to the point. Love it, love it. Well, how good are we? 4:31. I love everything you've said. I want to thank you again for doing this for us, Laura. It's been a pleasure to have you here. And please tell these people where they can find you. We're going to put the links underneath later, but please let them know where they can find you if they want to.
Absolutely. So obviously I'm all about Messenger. So you can either jump on my personal Laura Raghunathan and message you straight away there, or come, probably even better, jump onto the Rookie to Rockstar business page, and then jump in there and send me a message from there. You're going to, by going to that way, you're going to see some of the videos that I've got in there, some of the Facebook Live, some of the content, but then also I'll be able to connect with you through there, the Messenger. And that's probably the best bet. I love Messenger, because then you can actually start to build that relationship with the person.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much, Laura. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And I'm sure that you're going to be hearing from these people.
Beautiful. Thanks, Raquel. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Thanks,
Appreciate
everyone.
it.
And thank you all for watching today. It's been wonderful to have you here and join us in this first live masterclass on Facebook Live. And the 3 top topics that mistakes that people make when they do Facebook Lives, and I'm sure that I do a million of them, and that does not stop me. I'll see you very, very soon with another masterclass. Take care. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.